The Congress party unveiled its manifesto for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. This document promises a new dawn of justice and equity across nation. It is almost 47 pages long and we have read it, so you don't have to. I'm Saurav Kumar and let's go through the key poll promises from the Congress.
राहुल जी के नेतृत्व में चली भारत जोड़ो न्याय यात्रा में 5 पिलर्स पर ध्यान केंद्रित किया गया था। इन 5 पिलर्स में से 25 गारंटी निकलते हैं। हर 25 गारंटी ने किसी ना किसी को लाभ मिलने का इसके अंतर्गत यहाँ पर हमारे मैनिफेस्टो में भी है और इसके लिए जो हम पहले से ही करते हुए आए हैं वो भी हमने इसका उल्लेख किया है।
One of the key reforms is the implementation of a nationwide socio-economic and caste census. It also talks about raising reservation caps for SC, ST and OBCs. It also talks about ensuring job and educational quotas for the economically weaker sections. Another provision is extending reservation to private educational institutions. Moreover, the manifesto promises to regularize contractual jobs, strengthening laws against manual scavenging and enhancing legal support for victims of caste atrocities. The Congress also pledges to safeguard the freedom of minorities. We will encourage reform of personal laws, but such reforms must be undertaken with the participation and consent of the community concerned. Congress will also ensure that, like every citizen, minorities have the freedom of choice of dress, food, language, and personal laws. So, another way of tiptoeing around UCC. Manifesto talks about restoring travel concession in public transport for senior citizens. Congress will bring up a law that will legally recognize civil unions for the LGBTQIA plus community. Last year, Supreme Court has not given legal recognition. So in this manifesto, it talks about a legal recognition for civil union, not marriage. The manifesto also promises universal free healthcare. We promise that healthcare will be universal and free in public health centers such as hospitals, clinics, primary health centers, mobile healthcare units, dispensary and health camps. And the Rajasthan model of the cashless insurance up to 25 lakh will be adopted for this universal healthcare program. The manifesto also promises double support for frontline workers like ASHA and the extension of the midday meal scheme till class 12th. For India's youth, the manifesto envisions a Right to Apprenticeship Act. The new Right to Apprenticeship Act will provide a 1-year apprenticeship with a private or a public sector company to every diploma holder or college graduate below the age of 25. Apprentices will get 1 lakh a year. The apprenticeship will impart skills, enhance employability, and provide full-time job opportunities. Another major announcement, which is reminiscent to the Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program, is that there is going to be one-time write-off of the amount due, including unpaid interest, as of March 15, 2024, for all the student education loans. Now let's talk about what's in it for women. For women, Congress manifesto promises economic empowerment through the Mahalakshmi scheme, which promises to provide 1 lakh per year as an unconditional cash transfer to every poor Indian family in the bottom of the income pyramid. The amount will be directly transferred to the bank account of the oldest women in the household. Congress also plans to amend the Women Reservation Bill, and I'll read from the manifesto. Congress will delete the sinister provision and the Bring Amendment Act into force immediately. The 1/3 reservation for women will be applied to the state assemblies that will be elected in the next round of assembly elections in 2025. The party also promises 50% of central government jobs for women starting 2025. Again, without using the word UCC, it says in matters of marriage, succession, inheritance, adoption, guardianship, etc., women and men should have equal rights. Congress commits to legally guaranteeing the MSP, revitalizing the APMC system, and ensuring fair and accessible market for all farmers. It says Congress will give legal guarantee to the minimum support price MSP announced by the government every year as recommended by the Swaminathan Commission. Workers also stand to gain with increased Manrega wages and urban employment program on the lines of Manrega and comprehensive rights for gig and unrecognized workers. Laws to regulate the employment of domestic help and migrant workers and a national minimum wage of 400 per day. These are other important announcements for workers. Now there is one whole section on defending the Constitution. So here are some of the key provisions through which Congress is saying that it will defend the Constitution. The first is decriminalization of defamation. It says we promise to decriminalize the offense of defamation and provide by law a speedy remedy by way of civil damages. It also said that it will oppose the one nation, one election concept, combine EVM efficiency with ballot paper transparency, allowing voters to deposit machine-generated slips into VVPAT units for vote verification. Police and investigative agencies will be under parliamentary oversight. It also promises to amend the 10th schedule and make defection, which is leaving original party on which the MLA or MP has elected, an automatic disqualification of the membership in the assembly or parliament. This is interesting because Congress has seen a lot of defection recently and they have incorporated a way to stop that in the manifesto. Another interesting part is that in parliament, the presiding officer of the two houses will be required to sever their connection with any political party, remain neutral and observe the age-old norm that the speaker does not speak. And you know what could have triggered that. And then let's talk about us. For media, all media houses, regardless of their size, will be required to disclose their ownership structure, either direct or indirect, cross-holdings, revenue streams, etc. on their websites. For judiciary, the manifesto promises to implement judicial reforms, including establishment of National Judicial Commission or NJC. Additionally, the manifesto says that the Constitution will be amended to create two divisions in the Supreme Court, a Constitutional Court and a Court of Appeal. The Constitutional Court, consisting of 7 senior-most judges, will hear and decide cases involving the interpretation of Constitution and other cases of legal significance or national importance. The Court of Appeal will be the final Court of Appeal that will, sitting in the benches of 3 judges each, hear appeals from High Court and national tribunals. Furthermore, a Judicial Complaints Commission consisting of retired Supreme Court judges and Chief Justices of the High Court will establish to investigate misconduct and complaints against higher judiciary judges. There are something for tax and taxation reforms also. It promises enactment of a direct tax code. Another interesting one is that the stable income tax rate will be maintained throughout the term to provide the salaried classes with financial planning clarity. It also calls for elimination of angel tax and replacing GST laws with GST 2.0, which will be based on the principles of a single moderate rate with some exceptions. The manifesto says that it will restore full statehood to Jammu and Kashmir immediately. It will amend the Constitution's 6th schedule to include Ladakh tribal area. It will also grant special category status to Andhra Pradesh as promised on February 20, 2014. One interesting thing is about the Government of National Capital of Territory Act of 1991 will be amended to ensure that Lieutenant Governor acts on the Council of Ministers' advice in Delhi except in reserved subjects. Manifesto says that to address the deteriorating situation in Manipur, it will remove the current state government and initiate community reconciliation. Congress is saying that it will abolish the Agnipath scheme. It would institutionalize the appointment process of the Chief of Defence Staff, establish a parliamentary committee to oversee the National Security Council and the Office of National Security Advisor or NSA. Let's talk about foreign policy. It says that it aims to restore previous border conditions with China, ensuring Indian soldiers can patrol previously accessible areas and adjust policies towards China accordingly. With regards to Pakistan, it says it will be conditional based on Pakistan commitments to cease cross-border terrorism. So these are some of the key announcements of the Congress manifesto. I'm Saurabh Kumar. Thanks for watching.